Hello my loves, welcome to today's reading. So today's reading is all about your psychic abilities, hidden gifts, and all the rest of the good stuff that comes with the reading. Because I already did it, I already did the reading, and it was a lot of interesting messages, so I hope you guys enjoy it. For today we have 4 crystals to choose from. If you're new to this channel or to this concept of pick a card readings, the way it works is that you have a couple of piles, items, crystals to choose from, and then just try to feel which one calls your attention the most. So it can be a tinglish sensation, it can be a weird, just pull towards one of them, maybe your eye gets drawn to one of them more than the rest. Kind of like try to feel it intuitively, which one calls out to you the most. It could be that more than one crystal calls out to you, it could be that then they're similar or extra messages to your specific situation in that second or third or fourth maybe group. But yeah, once you're done choosing your group, your pile, your crystal, so you can scroll down to the comment section below or to the description box and you will find the timestamps that correspond to each of those readings. Once you click on the timestamp, you're going to be redirected and watching the specific reading of the crystal that you chose. So yeah, that's been said, let's introduce the crystals. So for group number 1, we have the opalite, for group number 2, we have ocean jasper, for group number 3, we have rose quartz, and for group number 4, we have amethyst. So whichever crystal calls your attention, no need to rush, you can pause the video if you like to, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with group number 1. Hello group number 1, if you chose the opalite stone here, then this is a reading about your gifts, your hidden abilities, your psychic powers. We're gonna have a look at basically your hidden talents, and that's gonna be a little bit of a compliments video for you. Okay, let's have a look. Today we're shuffling camera again, and yeah, I'm gonna be very spontaneous in this thing because I don't really have a structure. I'm not sure how the reading is gonna go, so I'll just try to go with the flow. I'm also not sure how long it might take, so just get cozy and let's get started. All right, so group number 1, psychic abilities for group number 1. I'm just gonna lay all the cards out and then we're gonna read the full message. Group number 1, psychic abilities. Group number 1, psychic abilities. This one right away. Group number 1. Let's use this deck. This one. All right, that's interesting. This kind of overlaps with the message that I was thinking here. Okay, so let's get started. First, let me rearrange this properly so you can see everything, hopefully. Oh, my arrangements are always really messy, so just bear with me. Okay, that should do it. All right, so what do we have here so far? First thing what I'm getting here is that you have like this healer energy about you. With the 2 of Cups, it makes me think about like really bonding, understanding connection. So that instantly makes me think that you're an empath of a level that you can feel people's energy presence, you can feel their even struggles, and you can feel their difficulties. And you're somebody who can give the perfect advice or the perfect help on the moment, or encourage people in the right way when they need. So I get like this very healer energy from this. Another thing that I'm getting from here is like, yeah, you give people strength when they're confused. You help them take this leap of chance, you guide them where to go. It's like I'm looking at this 6 of Pentacles and I'm looking at you practically giving this advice, because here's the thing. The cups usually, well, the cups represent The cups represent intuition. In this case, this strong bonding makes me think about you understanding the people really, really well to a very emotional based level, but maybe even some thoughts. You might even catch their thoughts. Maybe you've noticed that occasionally you would feel the people's energy so much that you might sometimes have thought something and they might have said it, or vice versa. So even to that level, if that hasn't happened yet, it might actually happen at some point quite, well, not soon, but it will happen, where you will be able to feel their thoughts too and even predict them. But I do feel like you're able to feel when they're going through tough times, and you're able to give this incredible advice to them on the right time. Like again, with the leadership here, we have the strength, we have the leap, we have the leadership here. With the provocation power and leadership, also with the lion spirit, which makes me again think about courage. When I'm looking at the lions, it makes me mainly think about courage, about being courageous, about taking this leap of chance of a sort. And here it says be generous of spirit. So I think this also refers to your own energy. So I feel like you're very generous of your own energy. It's kind of like you're there to support them, and people most likely, even whether they have told you that or not, they feel very soothed near you. They feel very soothed. They feel very, very healed to a certain level too. Yeah. Now with the one ring circles, what it makes me think usually about like limitations. People being in a situation where they're really limited. This card potentially might have a different meaning, but I'm always reading this intuitively, the specific deck. So one ring circus makes me think about limitations, about people not being able to move from one spot and the feeling like literally like stuck on this nowhere to move, you know. It feels like they have to somehow guide a very heavy situation, but they can't because they're super limited. And it feels like you're the person who can really empathize with people and really understand what they're thinking. You can specifically understand the struggles to the core and give them the right advice. So for instance, if you would think of a career that you could do in the future, which was not a plan to pop careers here, but for instance, I do see you would be a really great counselor or psychologist, psychiatrist, or some sort of help, even spiritual level help for people. Because once again, I'm looking at this card here, and it makes me think like it probably refers to the same person kind of taking the leap, but at the same time, I'm feeling like this is you looking at them, taking this leap, taking this chance, and escalating forward to their better self, giving them strength, being generous with your energy and your presence, basically. So with this desire card, it makes me think that you're capable of understanding what people really want in life, understand their core needs. You're a very empathetic person, indeed. And I think in the future, how this is going to escalate, you're going to be feeling people's presence even more to a certain direction too, that you'll be, as I said before, maybe even feeling their thoughts. For now or for the short future coming up, I do feel like you're going to be able to feel like as if those struggles are your own. So in a certain way that you would want to help them and feel very inclined to help them, give them the right advice, give them the right sort of push towards the right direction. All right, I do feel like I want to get you a couple more cards, but let's see. Maybe we see anything else, because so far we see empathy, we see really strong connection to people, understanding of people. Maybe we see something else. Empowerment, okay, it's kind of like the same message here. Strength, empowerment, giving them strength again. But maybe just something else. Justice. Okay. The Justice card, whatever it comes up, it makes me think about the fact that you're capable to weigh the options. You're capable to make them so maybe you also have another talent, which I wouldn't say it's psychic, maybe it's more of an intellectual or personality-based level, but I do feel like you're able to see different points of views of a certain situation because you're so empathetic, because you're so into the situation. You're able to kind of see a lot of perspectives. That's perhaps why your advice or your even presence for that person is very healing and soothing. And that's where the justice comes through, because I do feel like you're somebody who can really evaluate the options and really understand the situation to the core. Honestly, in terms of profession, it would really feel like it would be some sort of advising profession, counseling, or some sort of even like a motivation talk person, like, kind of around that area would like fit you with those talents really well. But it's always like, what serves you better, what you decide. But in any case, this can also be a really great talent in your everyday life. You might feel like I'm getting this energy here. It might feel a little bit bothersome, like a burden at some point, because you, at some point you might want to be in your introverted world sometimes because you just feel too much. There are days I feel like that you feel people too much, like what they're thinking, what they're feeling. And sometimes I get this like right now message that you might want to stay, not at home, but like stay a bit secluded, kind of to rejuvenate your energy. And that's totally fine. We all need to do that. We all need to rejuvenate our energies because I do feel like you're a very giving person to that terms. Like you really feel people, the people around you. You have this like healing energy about you. What else can we see? I'm gonna get you one from this and maybe we get more messages. I'm just gonna get this one. Come together. It's interesting how the come together comes up with the Two of Cups here, and also in the back of the deck we have the Solitude, and in the front we have the Golden Palace, which makes me sometimes think about home. I know it's not a home card, and there is a home card in this deck specifically, but when this Golden Palace comes, it makes me think about home, about a place, a secluded area, basically. It sounds not that good, right? A secluded area. But what I mean is that a space, your own space, kind of. Because it's Golden Palace, it makes me think that you're feeling very good there, and with the number 5, it's just like changes or rejuvenation. And the Solitude is something that I was saying before, that occasionally you really might want to stay away from people because sometimes you have days that you feel them so much to an extent that you cannot tell apart your own emotions from their own emotions. I can relate to that. So I know that sometimes can be hard. Now, what else can we see here? The come together, right? The come together makes me think about people. You might even have noticed that people are really attracted to you, or you might be somebody who either way you have or you're capable of having really long-term connections if you're allowed to be so, because people really feel good being around you. They feel understood and they feel like they're looking into a mirror. So there's in this deck a card about mirroring. If we got this card, I wouldn't be surprising because it's kind of like feels that you really understand the people really, really well. Yeah, you really feel them. You give them like the strength, empowerment with the right advice because you can understand what they're going through. And also see like different perspectives, yeah. All right. I was aiming to see more talents, but this one is just so strong. It might be one of your strongest at this point of time talent. Group number 1. Otherwise, I would have seen probably more, but yeah. Interesting. Okay, I think that's all I can see for you. It was a really short reading. I hope you were able to enjoy it. Usually my readings are coming way longer than this, but there has to be variety in life, so we have a little bit of a short one today. Hope you're able to enjoy it. Let me know in the comment section below what resonated, what didn't. Also feel free to like and subscribe. That really helps the channel. That really motivates me to create more content for you. But yeah, that was it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day and I'll be seeing you in my next readings. Bye! Hello, group number 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you have chosen this beautiful ocean jasper, that this is your reading about your talents, hidden gifts, and primarily we're going to have a look at your psychic abilities, basically. So yeah, today we're shuffling camera. The readings actually are quite short. Apparently I'm much faster if I lay out all the cards and see the full message in total. Let me know if that works for you. But in any case, let's have a look into your superpowers, into your psychic gifts, basically. So, group number 2. What psychic gifts do I have? I'm kind of getting manifestation energy, but we'll see. Okay, let me get you one more. There's a card that wants to come out, and I'm not sure which one. Oh, this one. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna lay all the cards out, look at it for the previous group, and then we're gonna see the messages fully. So, group number 2s, their secret talents, or not so secret, depends how aware you are. So, group number 2, their talents, their gifts. Group number 2. Okay. Okay. All right, we have a really straightforward message here. I'm just gonna see how, oh, the arrangement is really crap. 1 second. Okay, so what do we have here? We have the Queen of Wands, the King of Cups, the Knight of Wands, a lot of wand energy too in this particular deck. Also, we have Cups energy, which means two things. I do see that you have a really good intuition, like a really, really good intuition. We have the King of Cups, which is a person who is very intuitive and is the highest energy of the cups. So you're very intuitive, and I do feel, because you're so intuitive, because you can see and get, I do feel like you can get everything you want. This is kind of one thing I'm getting here. And this is another thing that I'm thinking that you're really confused then. I'm not sure what to choose. Now, it might sound confusing. I'll just go a little bit more to elaborate it. But first things first. There is two talents I'm getting really strongly from here. Manifestation talents. Because this makes me feel like the Queen of Wands is somebody... In general, the fire energy makes me think about manifestation. Just something like... Just manifestation, basically. I won't explain the reason behind this, but there is a pretty good reason why. And the Queen of Wands makes me think about somebody who just is inspired, knows what she wants, kind of wants to sort of creates this, and the Knight of Wands just executes this, makes it happen. So it's kind of like this transition. I do feel like they're interconnected. So, just a second. Clear and cotton. Sorry, skip. We're gonna go one by one because there's a lot of messages from each card, so I don't want to miss anything. So yeah, I think you have a really strong intuition. On top of that, I think you have this ability to manifest what you want. You might have seen and noticed, or you will, at the very least, soon enough, that some things that you really wanted, or some things that you thought of, they really did happen. And that kind of also makes you struggle and think whether to, how to deal with this also, because that makes you then realize, what do you really want? Like, that makes you think about what you really, really want, what kind of blessings you want to attract to your life. And when when you feel the power, and I do think that most of you who chose this pile, you do feel the power that you've seen already manifestation happening, and you're feeling like you could literally reach a lot of things, but then you couldn't make your mind about what really would make you happy, because you have this potential. Sometimes you can get lost. The more choice we have, the more we can get lost. But yeah, we have also this card here, She Who Sees. I think you have a lot of talents, to be honest, and a lot. Like, their intuition is one. The other thing is, like, that you can manifest whatever you want, and sometimes that confuses you as you what you really, really want. She Who Sees can also talk about kind of seeing... Okay, so there's a lot of messages here. Do you think you're somebody really talented in a lot of areas? Okay. Give me a second. Congrats, battle lecture. I think because, okay, so with this She Who Sees, I do feel like you have a very clear idea and perception of what's happening around you. Like, you can see through people, you can see through situations. Your intuition kind of guides you to see clarity in certain areas. At the same time, I do feel like a lot of those gifts that you possess make you really humble, even though you have the power to achieve everything you want, because there is this strong manifestation energy, intuition, and kind of like through this intuition also being able to see whatever that means. That for some of you could be you see it through dreams, for others it could be that you're literally getting like, some random knowledge that all of a sudden pops up in your head and you just know. That's kind of like that feeling. But I'm looking at this card, it makes me think that, with these blessings, like, it's all in your hands and you can just create whatever you want. But at the same time, it makes me think that you're very humble. There's this element, because you can see so much in a situation, that you're kind of going to this card, dimming your light down a bit. Like, not really going fully for what you deserve or for what you could have. Either way, because you cannot really decide upon all those choices, or because you're really humble and you're not fully opening up your potential to manifest what you really, really can and deserve. It's kind of like you're trying to dim in and fit in. And that also creates some sort of regret, because those two cards really go well with the Four of Cups. This battle, victory, bitterness, She Who Regrets. So sometimes this card can come as actually this card always comes as something really temporary and in between. So what it makes me think, so when this card comes here, it makes me think that there's like a lot of situations that you think that perhaps you have done better or otherwise if you were just a little bit more, that's a word, selfish, but let's go with that. Because I do think you have a very humble energy because you can just feel so much and see so much too. But yeah, clear out the clutter. Clear out the clutter. Makes me think about new beginnings. So if you look at this, 2 and 8 makes it into 1, and clear out the clutter makes me think about being able to create things that serve you right, and you have the possibility, the potential for that. You can be your best basically friend and rescue from each situation. I feel like you can find a solution from each situation because of your on point intuition, and that kind of also really well goes along with your manifestation talents. I do feel like you have empathy, you have intuition, and you are a good manifester. And this kind of all implicates in the King of Cups, like the intuition, the foreseeing that comes from the intuition, and also the ability to empathize and feel the situation. And that is exactly why I think that you're a really good manifester. Is that even a word? Anyways, a person who can manifest. Because you possess all of those talents that allow you to kind of, when we do manifestations, we usually have to empathize with the situation. We have to clearly imagine it and feel it, how it is, before it actually happens, to just attract that energy. And once you have attracted that energy, you're able to manifest it. Basically, there is a long process. I can make a video if you're interested about that. Let me know in the comment section. But anyways, the blessings make me, once again, back to this, think that you can have anything you want. You can literally have all the blessings, all the potential, everything that you want. It's like in the grasp of your hand. But it's just like, I feel a very humble energy that somehow you could have much more that you have right now. But maybe it's because you don't want to stand out too much, or you don't want, or you're, there's something about the environment. Something about fitting in, maybe. Something that's trying not to leap too forward, but at the same time that creates regret. So with this rescue card, since it comes in this sequence, it makes me think that you could have gotten much farther, but you're just kind of too humble about it. So but that's not a bad thing. But sometimes I do think that you might feel like you missed a chance or something, which you honestly thought that you could have gotten and you possibly could. But I'll tell you what, everything happens the way it should happen. So in the process that you're going to be developing this talent of yours, you're going to be more certain about the choices that you want. You're going to be seeing clearly what is best for you. And with this clear out clutter, you'll be able to start new and kind of, kick out things that you don't want and to kind of manifest only the things that you want. So I feel like throughout the process, this intuition will work towards you as well. And you will be able to kind of understand what you really want in life, and because I think one struggle with this manifestation is that you're not really sure if that's going to make you happy or not, because you do feel the power that you can manifest it, and there are things that you're already set to manifest. But there are other aspects that you're still struggling, whether that's the right path or not. And that could be even in the smallest things in everyday life, just because, or other times it might be that you're not believing in your own manifestation talents. That is also another message I'm getting here. Like not being, not believing in them. And that's why we have this card here, and then the regret comes through, because maybe you don't even have the guidance around you so far, like within your physical environment. And that's why you kind of adapt to yourself, whether that's all in your head or that's true. You have manifestation talents. You're very empathic. You feel and see a lot. And I do think that this is exactly why there's this confusion happening. Sometimes it can be like when you have too much in front of you, it's kind of hard to categorize and see it clearly, but it's going to happen throughout the process. I do see that throughout the process, it's going to be a little bit more clear. You're going to be able to understand what serves you right better, and you're going to be able to go after and manifest what you desire in much more security. And this doubt, self-doubt, or not like able to understand what to do in the future, like what to get, what's the best, basically kind of choice or action. Because I think because you've seen that you can manifest some things, you're second guessing whether that's something that you want in the long term or not. There's a lot of like thinking about what's the best kind of set of action from there. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So it was a lot of information, but it was coming towards those 3 cards here because it's like, 4 cards, because it's kind of strong. Okay, yeah. It's supposed to be a short reading, so that's kind of it. Let me know in the comment section below what resonated, what didn't. I do feel like you have a lot of talents, and they're going to be going on, like developing much stronger in the future. So you can look forward to that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comment section below, once again, what resonated, what didn't. Also feel free to like and subscribe if you feel like it, of course. That really helps the channel, really motivates me to create more quality content for you. But yeah, that's it for the day. I hope you will have a wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you in my next readings. Bye! Hello, group number 3s. If you chose the rose quartz here, then this is your reading about your abilities, hidden abilities, psychic abilities. Yeah, mainly psychic abilities, we're gonna look at that. But sometimes in previous readings, in the previous piles, I got information about perfect career or kind of like their environmental, how it implicates their environment. So we're gonna see a little bit about everything. It's a very free to interpretation, kind of like a very open reading. So there's not a specific setting. I'm just going with the intuition and what I can see here. So I hope you're cozy. That video won't take a long time. The previous didn't, at least. So yeah, let's hop into it. So group number 3s. We'll just go with that. Group number 3s. Your intuitive ones. Interesting. Okay. Then let's get you a couple more. Today we're laying all of them. And I'm going to read you the full message once everything is down. This one. Okay. In case you wonder, because I was attracted to 2 cards, the other one is Metamorphosis. Yeah, and follow the leader on the back of the deck. There's a really clear message here, but I'm gonna go and lay out everything, and then we're gonna have a look into it, this one. Okay. Then let's get you one of these. Ah, that was one card. Okay. Yeah, the message was really clear. Okay, let me just rearrange this so you can see all of them. And then I'm going to explain what I'm seeing here. It's a very open to interpretation reading. So honestly, apart from the talents, there's a lot about kind of like what you could do in life of a sort, kind of how you could blend it into your own environment. So what I'm seeing here, let's start with the Hierophant. The Hierophant is about teaching, is about tradition too. It can also be about religion. So I do see you as somebody who could be a potentially spiritual teacher of a sort, spiritual guiding person. Yeah, anyways. Then we have the Ten of Cups, which always talks to me about like fulfillment, happiness, an incredible kind of happy life. And look at how those 2 cards are in contrast of 4 of Swords and the 10 of Swords, which 4 of Swords is something that doesn't move. There's no action. There's no like, it's just a dead point. And the 10 of Swords is about like, you know, just being too harsh on yourself, just being done basically with something. So how I'm seeing this is that because we have this set of cards, two set of cards here and 2 sets of cards here, I do feel like they're kind of talking about a situation, about opposite situations. So I do feel like you're somebody who, yeah. So I do feel like you're somebody who can guide people to their better happiness of a sort. That's kind of like a power that you have. You somebody who could be a potentially a spiritual teacher, somebody who guides people towards the better path, somebody who makes them stronger, somebody who raises their awareness, who's there, who's able to tell them that there is more than just this dead situation, that this situation that looks like it's just a dead end. Because if I had to describe those 2 cards, it feels about people mainly, how they're just like, you know, dead end of a sort, like nothing moves and this is the end. And that's not the case though, because you're somebody who can give them a choice, somebody who can open them and give them this awareness of a choice, somebody who can make them feel stronger and protect them from this self-destructive energy here. Somebody who is here, it's very interesting, we have the same cards here, present and be here now, with the hummingbird spirit and now awareness, acceptance. And then we have the unfolding rose, the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not not to you, which makes me think about the situation here. And new path, guide, renewal. So yeah, I do feel like you would be a great spiritual teacher because you can guide people to better lives. You can, if you have noticed, you might have been attracted also to pile number 1. There is a little bit of similarity in terms like you both could be good guiding people, for the people who struggle, who don't really know what to do in their future, who kind of like feel like they're stuck, lost, that they've been, something maybe bad happened and they just feel like that's the end of it. But you're somebody who can intuitively understand people. So first of all, your talents, according to the situation here, you're an empath, you can feel people really well. Also, I do feel like you have channeling abilities. Like, because we have the sword energy, I'm looking at this like more of a thought situation. So you're somebody who possibly could have channeling gifts, as in like you receive information right away, like present. At the moment when you need it, you receive the information. It just comes like as a knowledge from somewhere. So you might notice that sometimes you know things without even realizing how you know them. So be now here makes me think again about this fact that you're channeling, you're receiving information on the spot. That's a really actually precious gift. So yeah, intuition, really good intuition, empathic abilities too, and channeling. And the way this could work out in case you decide to pursue your spiritual gifts is that you could literally be a really inspirational guidance. Like you could give people a hope for a better fulfilled life when they thought that this is over, there is like no choice. When they felt like, like as it says here, it's happening for you, not you. Kind of like you're giving them this hope that, this is happening for a reason. And there is more than that. It's not hopeless. It's kind of like there's hope. You can, basically in short terms here, I do feel like there is spiritual guidance. You could be a really good spiritual teacher. Because the Hierophant can talk about, as I said before, teachings about, teaching, traditionality, religion. Whenever I'm thinking of religion, I'm also sometimes think here about spirituality. So spirituality versus spirituality / guidance of a sort, because we also have the guidance here. And yeah, definitely like helping with the choices, see through. Yeah. What else do we see here? Let me add you a couple more cards. But I do see you having a lot of gifts, like a lot of gifts that you could utilize to help people. That's interesting. So the reconciliation makes me think more about people just getting back on track of a sort. Because I don't think there's a card that literally tells you get back on track on the deck. I do feel like this is talking about that perspective, that people just able to kind of get back on their feet. Manifestation, huh? So it could be also that you're a really good manifester as well. One way or another, you might have noticed that. I think that's an extra message, because what I was getting here is mainly really strong channeling, like you just know things at the moment you receive the information when you need it. And also like very good intuition and empathy towards people. You understand people. But I think the strongest one would probably be channeling. Whether you have realized it yet or not, you might realize it in the process as it goes. That you just know things, that you just receive information, that all of a sudden like there's maybe, as the most banal thing is like when you were looking for keys and all of a sudden you know where the keys are, because there's like a solution here. So you give the solution to people, you could have given the solution to people, but I also think in your own life, whenever you need the solution, you're able to, like, you lost your keys, at some point you're like, where the heck are those keys? And you might have noticed that you find them sooner than later in that moment. Like you might actually all of a sudden get like an idea where they could be, and you will find them then in that case after looking for a while much faster. I know it's a really random really random example of situation, but yeah, like kind of guidance. Yeah, guidance, like information. You receive information. So this guide could also be like, if you don't look on the bottom, the new path, guide, and renewal, if you just look at the guide, I do feel like you have a strong communication with your guides, actually. Yeah, and you're really protected too. With the protection, yes, you could have been that protection for people too, but I also feel like you're very protected. Like, I do feel like this also could refer to self-family. Like you have you have a lot of guides, you're really, really protected, and you're really guided. So from a different perspective now, this could talk about the fact that you have really strong... Oh, okay, because I was looking from a different perspective, but it is the same message in any case, that you have a really strong channeling abilities. But at the same time, I also feel like, looking at your perspective, looking at your situation, I do feel like you have a really big amount of, let's say, guides out there for you that watch for you. They're always there with you. They're always guiding you. They're always teaching you and get you through situations towards your better future. And they're always there for you when you need them. So that's probably what the reconciliation comes through. Okay. Yeah. The reconciliation comes through. Could be also talking about guides reaching out to you. And manifestation. The manifestation is basically making you think that you can manifest anything that you want. You have this talent, but the strongest is the channeling. Yeah. You have really strong support. You have a really strong guides group, basically, that watch out for you and guide you towards your better life throughout tough times. You might have received occasionally some answers, and you occasionally were guided, always were guided towards your better path. Yeah. It was a very spontaneous reading today, so it might have come a bit messy, so sorry if that is the case. But I hope you were able to enjoy it. This is kind of it. I decided to make it pretty short today, so I hope you were able to enjoy it. Let me know in the comment section below what resonated, what didn't. Also, feel free to like, subscribe, it really helps the channel. But yeah, that's it for the day. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you in the next readings. Bye! Hello, upgrade number 4. If you chose the amethyst stone here, then this is your reading about your hidden talents, It's actually a very messy reading. It has like a lot of potential elements to it, so the point is to see what gifts you have, but we also see how this is applicable into your everyday life, in your situation, perhaps what you could do in terms of a profession with that, and so many more. So stay tuned for that. All right, so yeah, let's get started. Get cozy. This video won't take a long time. For the previous piles, it took about 10 minutes, so get a cozy snack for the 10 minutes and we get started. So group number 4. What kind of psychic gifts you have? Oh, how interesting. Okay, something very similar to group number. Okay, yeah, something very similar to group number 3. But we'll get through it. So we have the Hierophant, the 9 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Death. So what kind of psychic gifts do you have? Group number 4. Ah, this one. Okay, that's a nice card to see. We have Strength on the back, and on the front we have Family. Family. I'll get to that, what that means. Alright, as long as I don't forget it. Alright, let's get you one more card. This one. Alright, yes, definitely a very similar message to group number 3. You even get the same cards. But yeah, let's see. That means you could be sharing similar gifts. We have on the back the unexpected visitors and the listening. Yeah, you might have been attracted to either way, group number 3 or this one. You guys share similar gifts, and I'll get to that. This one. And then we're gonna get you a couple of cards from here. Oh no, there was one that I was attracted to. It will come back again. This one. Just had a look in the back and the front. We have She Who Listens and She Who Radiates. Something about understanding and compassion. Okay, so first thing first, let me just arrange the cards so you can see all of them quite well, I hope. I'm not even sure what's happening with the focus. Let's try a different setting in the camera. So if we lose focus right now, this is going to be really depressing. But let's just go with that. All right, so what I can see here. First thing first, you have a really big soul family up there. So you have a really big support of guides. And it makes me, why I'm saying that it feels similar to the previous pile, because the previous pile got the Hierophant as the first card, and the 10 of Cups, you have the 9 of Cups. In any case, they both have a similar kind of direction. They're talking about fulfillment. This one specifically talks about wishes getting granted. So here's what I'm thinking. Seeing how this works out, I do feel like you're similar to group number 3, a channeler. So you receive information, you know things. It just come to you as an enlightenment of a sort. Oh, talking about enlightenment, I thought I saw it somewhere. We have this she who emerges, enlightenment, mindfulness, rise up. So it might be that you're getting information from your guides. And I do feel like you have a pretty big soul family basically up there guiding you. I'm thinking that whenever you wanted to make a choice or you were going through hard struggles, it's like you were getting some sort of guidance or a sign from somewhere, or at the very least some sort of, it could be just a message that got to you, some knowledge, and you were all of a sudden able to, reach for this greatness, change your situation. So with the Death card and the Ace of Swords together, the Death card talks about like mostly inner, I'm perceiving like inner beginnings, like something ends, something starts of a sort. It makes me think that a lot of the life choices that you make in your life, they were coming through this channel of a sort, through this communication. I feel like your guides are guiding you and they're supporting you a lot so you can get towards a better future. It's kind of like innerly and outerly. They were giving you the information to change and receive your best possible life, what you wished for. With prosperity here, it makes me think about this Nine of Cups, about this very fulfilling and prosperous kind of life. I do feel like you want to live a good life, obviously, who doesn't? And your guides are there to guide you there. So they're always, this is another card that came up with a group number 3, be here now, and the hummingbird spirit. So it makes me always think this card about, like, first of all, luck, because it makes into a 7. I perceive 7 as a lucky number. Like some sort of serendipity. Is that how you pronounce this word? Hope you know what I mean. In any case, I'm gonna just put a text on the bottom. But yeah, they're here and now. So whichever, they're always like there with you. Whenever you need support or clarity, I feel like you're able to hear them. You're able to, at the very least, if you don't hear the thought that might pop up in your head, like you don't feel that thought, you might get a sudden realization for something, because the Ace of Swords can talk about clarity and sudden realization of something. And it comes next to death, so it could be something that is life-changing, some information, some sort of guidance that changes you and gets you towards this better life. The Hierophant talks also about, it can talk about guidance. It can talk about guidance, about being the teacher kind of figure and spiritual. So it can also talk about spirituality, religion in terms, but I also perceive it as spirituality. So that makes me think about the guides being there, guiding you. In fact, I do think that you have quite a few guides, because we looked at the back of the deck of this one and we had, the family. So they're definitely there. They're always for you there. They're watching over you there, and you're able to hear them, feel them, and you're able to sometimes, maybe you notice that you just know things. Somehow, sometimes you just have this information or this sudden realization that really, really does make the difference. And one way or another, it might be coming from them. Another thing is, I do feel like you really want to, so with this persistence, she who persists, perspective, defiant, and persistence. With the perspective, I do feel like this has to do with the death, because the death card, I couldn't find the word, but what it associates to me in this case is about perspective, about like change of perspective, because it's next to the Ace of Swords, about change of perspective, like kind of like a flip of some, like a reborn perception of something new, depending on the situation. So you get realizations, that's what I'm trying to say here. Another thing is, I do feel like you really want to succeed in your life, and you're like very persistent, and you're working hard on what you want to achieve, and they see that, and they try to guide you through. And quite interestingly, we have the persistence here, and I put this card of the Rise Up, enlightenment in the end. So the Rise Up, I do feel like they're going to be guiding you towards a better life, towards the life that you want, because the Hierophant came next to the Nine of Cups about wishes getting granted, about being another thing is that the Cups energy can signify that you have a really good intuition, which is obviously interlinked with the fact that you receive knowledge. You receive messages. So your intuition is also good. I mean, I kind of took it as a given. I didn't even mention it, but yeah, your intuition is also good. You can feel situations in people too, but I think your communication with your guides is something that is very prominent here for you. Your guides are able to guide you and to kind of change your perspective of something and able to direct you this way towards a better life, because I do feel like you're working on it. At the very least, you really want a good life. I see this with the persistence and the prosperity. You're aiming for something. You might have a goal in your head, and you might be very ambitious too, and they want you to help you to grant those wishes. Oh, we also forgot this one. So, Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You're the oracle. There's two things that stand out to me. In this case, rising. We have rise up here, rising here. They came together in the end, not for a very good reason. It's the same message that they want you to rise up to your dreams, to achieve that potential. They're guiding you there. They're with you. They're like giving you this information, they basically hand you this flower in the hands. It's just a random message, I don't know why, but I'm just gonna mention it. They just give you like this, they're like this, yeah, they give you like this gift, like this realization, this new information that they give you. They can be like this gift that they just hand you to you, and you're able to then realize things better and kind of go towards your rise up moment, if that makes sense. Oh my gosh. Anyways, sometimes my storytelling, trying to explain the situation, gets weird. I thought that was weird. Anyways, you are the oracle. So it, as you can see in this card here, the information is getting filtered through you, basically. It's like you are the oracle. You receive, you know, you have this, like, you know, you feel you are guided. So it's not like you get information from the people around you. You might. That also can be something that your guardians and guides are doing. But I do feel like for the majority of you guys, you receive information directly. So you just happen to know things. You happen to realize things, sudden realizations. And those are those like clairvoyance of a sort moments that you get from your soul family up there. Yeah. Intuition. There is definitely intuition there. This is how it is interlinked. But yeah, channeling. Intuition and channeling are really prominent here. I didn't voice the Dragon's Lair, right? The Dragon's Lair made me think, so sometimes it makes me think about home. I know, weird. But sometimes it does make me think about home. Other times here, it makes me think that perhaps your home sometimes looked like this. Maybe there were times where you felt like, basically this gives me, in this specific reading, a very dark energy of a sort, like kind of like when you're sitting home with your worries and kind of feel like nothing's moving, or there's like this worries, like where this is heading to, and you know, a lot of those negative thoughts that make it look like you're home into this very uncozy kind of situation. And I feel like they're there to guide you through to kind of like get over the situation, if that makes sense. Because then afterwards we have like this rise up, your vibration is rising. But yeah, this definitely talks about the fact that you are the one receiving the information and it gets filtered directly through you, which in other words can be called channeling, or clairvoyance is like knowing and understanding things, receiving information directly from your guides. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, we're 11 minutes now, and it's not about the time actually, because it's just my information. I think this is everything that I could see for you. Empathy, you're empathetic, yes, and you have intuition. But the strongest gift here is your connection with your guides. All right, I think that's it. All right, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comment section below if it was resonatable or not. Also, feel free to like and subscribe if you feel like it, of course. It really helps the channel and motivates me to create more content for you. And I wish you a great day. I'll be seeing you in my next readings. Bye!